Morning everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. It's Thursday morning, day 5, going into day 5 of Princess Anne's hospitalization after her accident Sunday evening. What we know so far is that she was found unconscious with injuries consistent to coming into contact with a horse's head or leg, which means, either head-butted or kicked, blunt force trauma. A kick to the head from a horse, that could do a lot of damage, not just, broken skull and who knows what, and they're calling it, she's got they first said concussion and head injury, and I thought that's very interesting wording because I know a little bit about head injury, otherwise known as traumatic brain injury. And where did they send her to? A hospital south me that has a special neurological department. We heard from Tim Lawrence, her husband, Sir Tim Lawrence, this morning on GB News. They had a clip of him saying that it's going to take a while. Recovery is slow. Now, what does that mean? We understand that we aren't getting the full story. Let's just start right at the beginning. She was found unconscious. We don't know how long she was unconscious for. How did that happen? Was she kicked or knocked over by a horse? She could have had a stroke and the horses trampled her. There's a million things that could have, and none of them are nice to think about, so we won't go there, but she was found unconscious. Now, at any point while she was unconscious, did she suffer lack of oxygen to the brain, anoxia? This would result in some real cognitive injuries, to put it politely. We don't know this. Are her injuries from the fall and the contact with the horse? How much of it is physical? How much of it is cognizant injury, brain injury, traumatic brain injury? I know a little bit about that. My husband, who died last year, sustained a traumatic brain injury in an industrial accident at his workplace 40 years ago. And his recovery was long and slow. He had to learn to walk and talk, and he was in a coma for a month. It was just, he had to relearn everything. His long-term problems were short and long-term memory loss, things like tremors, other difficulties. I'm not going into anything, but here's the thing. Any brain injury, because the brain manages everything depending on all kinds of factors with the injury, just about anything can happen. Some people recover quite quickly and with not a lot of outward, you don't notice. Like my husband, to look at him, you couldn't tell that there was a disability present. But, so in a way, some head injuries go hidden. And that's why, there really in the last decade has been more of a push to advocate for that kind of thing. You hear about it more now. But anyway, getting back to it. So depending on the type and degree of her brain injury, and age is a factor as well, indeed. My husband was a young man when that happened. She is an old woman. Let's be honest. She's in her 70s, as spry and active as she is, age does make a difference with recovery from any injury, you know? So that's just a fact. So we really don't know. We don't know the extent of her injury. We don't know the state of her cognitive health at the moment. And all of that will factor into the length and success of her recovery. They're not saying much, which leads me to believe that, you know, things perhaps are worse than they initially seemed. And I wouldn't be surprised. So we kind of have to watch and wait and see what they say. I think she's going to be in the hospital for a while. I don't think that she's going to be released anytime soon. We wish her well. We wish the family well. We're praying for them. I know how bad a head injury, brain injury can be. They've got a long road ahead of them. So let's all take a minute and send our prayers and good wishes to Anne and the family for her recovery. And we will see you in the next one. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you have to say about everything. And like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Take care, everybody.